1.
Karen Gillan, welcome to the show.
Yo.
What is up, homegirl?
Oh, just chilling with my bro. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you were listening to our Big Thursday guest last Thursday with voices like that because it was Usher.
I know.
So, from Usher to you, this is big stuff.
I know. I feel so honoured following someone like Usher.
Thank you so much for coming into the show today. We've got a lot to talk about, a hell of a lot to talk about. We've never met before. We've got a lot to unearth.
Yes.
The first thing I want to find out is, did you? I don't like talking about it too much, but did you see the episode of Doctor Who where I was starring in?
I did. Yeah, it was actually big talk on the set when you were coming down.
Sure.
To play a supporting role in the show.
Absolutely.
The lingerie section.
I got some screen time.
Yeah.
It was a little bit. I was just behind James Corden's shoulder.
Oh, nice.
Buying a bra. Yeah.
But why were you buying a bra? Was that your decision, a character choice, or was it the director?
It was kind of, look, actor to actor, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
The mood takes you. You get lost in the moment.
Yeah, impulsive.
It was method.
Yeah.
It was impulsive. It was all of the above.
Yeah.
I was in there. I thought, well, what would my character be doing right now?
Buying a bra, definitely. I can see that about you.
But the backstory to that character was, some people might look into it and go, well, the character was buying it for a loved one, maybe a girlfriend or a wife.
Yes, indeed.
But actually, no, the reality of it, I was buying it for myself.
Okay.
Which adds a whole new layer to that character.
Maybe for the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't think people would have got that by watching it, necessarily.
No, I'm going to go back and rewatch that, and I'm sure that I will be able to see all of that from your eyes.
Exactly. Let's get serious now.
Okay.
Being on set with the Doctor and that whole cast and crew was one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Really?
I mean, it was unbelievably cool to be around such an iconic show like that. It must have blown your mind the first time you walked onto that set.
It was really scary. But actually, I wasn't that scared because I was 21 when I did it, so I had sort of blind optimism on my side. I just didn't really comprehend the scale of what I was doing. So I think if I was entering it now, I'd be way more nervous. But it was just amazing because the TARDIS was there, Matt was there in his bow tie, and there was just a crazy amount of paparazzi who'd come down to get the first pictures. And we were just like, what have we entered? What is this?
The fans are very intense, as I'm sure you're well aware. Like they know everything about the show. They know everything, don't they? To the point where there was a guy outside Radio 1 not so long ago who when Matt Smith was in, came to meet him.
Yeah.
But when I left after my show, he was still there, and he said, "Oh, Greg, can you sign this Doctor Who sticker because you were part of this episode?" So
so you got asked.
I signed a Doctor Who autograph because they wanted to collect every single morsel of that show. They wanted to collect it, and was that scary to get into that world because you just didn't want to mess it up or not represent it right or something?
Yeah, I guess there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with the role. You don't want to kind of ruin it for people who love the show a lot. But again, I didn't really comprehend all of that until it started airing, and then suddenly went, whoa, this is really big. I mean, I was aware of how big the show was, but I just didn't sort of take it in at the time.
Series 7, let's talk about the big Series 7. It started last week, and this is your final series. So in reality, I mean, you're done now. You filmed all your Doctor Who bits.
I've done. I've finished everything in terms of filming the show, but then there's all sorts of other stuff that you do afterwards. So I still see Matt and Arthur Darvill all the time. But yeah, no, it's sort of like slowly starting to finish, and it's really sad. I don't want it to end, but it has to.
But you felt like the time was right. I read an interview with you that said that you were kind of okay with it. You sat down with the writer and went, oh, you know what, I think this is quite a cool storyline to leave on, and you felt like you'd done your time there. Well,
putting my emotions and my own feelings about it aside, what the most important thing to me was leaving at the right time and having the sort of maximum impact. I didn't want to kind of outstay my welcome, and I wanted to kind of leave on a high. So I sat down with Stephen Moffat. We had a lovely dinner, had some nice wine, and came up with this decision. So it was actually really pleasant and nice. So I'm glad about that.
And in 20 years' time, like EastEnders, you could come back like Sharon just has.
Yeah, apparently she just turned up at the door.
Just there. She was there.
I'm going to turn up at the TARDIS door.
And Phil was just there going, Sharon, what are you doing here? And that was it. And she's back.
So
no questions asked. Just
I like
she is.
Sharon. I did like her.
Karen, we will speak some more after this on Radio 1. Karen Gillan is my special guest on the show today, my special Thursday guest. So this was your final series of Doctor Who. You've had an amazing time doing it. I just want to find out what you want to do next, because surely you've got people queuing up to go, be in this, come and do this thing, come and do my play, come and do this.
Stop.
Doctor Who's not a small show, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it's not. But yeah, no, basically, I just want to do projects that I'm passionate about. I really don't believe in working for the sake of it and just cramming loads of stuff in. So I want to do things that I care about, and that's all that matters to me. So I want to do more stage work, and I just did a film called Not Another Happy Ending, which was really fun, indie movie in Scotland, and now I'm going to go to Alabama and shoot a film called Oculus about a supernatural mirror.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
The life of an actor is really interesting, isn't it? It's amazing to get up and just do that.
There are
every day
certainly
for a
highs and lows, I think.
They film Doctor Who at night. A lot of it, don't they? Do a lot of night shoots.
Yeah, there's a
and
fair
stuff.
whack of night shoots, yeah.
So I when I went down to the set, I don't know if I mentioned, I was in one of the...
Oh my God, were you the guy buying the bra?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Don't want to go about it. But when I went down, I was hanging out with the guys down the set. I was amazed that they flip the day exactly. So 1 a.m. is lunchtime.
Oh yeah.
For example.
And it's called lunch.
Yeah, they go, right guys, it's lunch. And I was just sat there, someone had to prop me up because I was so tired.
And everyone was outside all drunk and having fun.
They were. There were a lot of nutters outside waiting as well for Matt. So even at 3 a.m.
Saw those, yeah.
Just to get an autograph. Just to get an autograph at 3 a.m. They wait outside Debenhams or whatever.
They are passionate.
Yeah, they really are. There's been some talk about the next Doctor. I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, potentially being a female Doctor. But I'm not concerned with that necessarily, because that could happen, could not. But if so, the new assistant might be male. Okay.
Ooh.
So I was wondering, I would go for the audition. What would I need to do to be the Doctor's assistant? Because you've obviously had some pretty good experiences. What would I need to do to show that I was up to the task?
Okay, first of all, you need to have like a sort of feisty attitude, but vulnerable at the same time.
I am vulnerable.
Can you do that? Yeah, so then if you just cover it up with a kind of bit of attitude, then you're on the right track.
I can do that. And
also, you need to be able to ask questions such as, what are you doing? What's happening?
Sure. Let's write this down, sorry.
Yep.
What are you doing?
What's happening?
Doing / what
Questions normally have an upward inflection.
What are you doing?
Just a small tip.
What is happening?
What is happening?
What's happening?
I mean, you can play around with it on the day, though.
Sure. All right, so feisty, vulnerable, inquisitive. I put down.
Oh, nice.
Inquisitive. So that's kind of it. I mean, it's not out of my reach. I can do vulnerable very well, as my producer will tell you. But
you need to show all of that through the vital questions.
All right, okay, let me try and do it.
Okay, right.
What are you doing? Feisty and vulnerable at the same time, see?
You really went for that. I thought it was great. I wish I was shooting it.
I've got one more. Oh God, what's happening?
It's the quivering voice.
Vulnerability.
What's happening?
Oh God, what's happening? Stuttered a little bit because I'm scared.
Do you know what?
Maybe
I thought that was brilliant. Yeah. I think that you could teach me a thing or two.
Anyway, so we spoke to Matt. He was on the show last week. We've had the full house. Well, both of you. But we had Matt on last week. But when I was preparing for this interview, I did have a chat with Matt, and I wanted to try and get some gossip about you.
Oh my God.
So I spoke to Matt, and he has told me to ask you about a story involving water. What could that story be?
I have no idea. Water? What? Oh, is it swimming?
Possibly.
Oh, the fact that, well, one time me and Matt went for a little swim in the local swimming pool. Which in itself I just find hilarious. And then he looked over and there was this person like thrashing around in the water, unable to swim, and that person was me.
He said, and I quote, "I thought she was drowning." So you can't swim?
No, I can't, no.
And yet you're the Doctor's assistant.
I know. There was actually a scene in one episode where I had to swim in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
They cut it out.
Did they?
Yeah, I've ruined the show.
Pass me the armbands. It wouldn't be very cool if you're on with armbands on, with a rubber ring or something, would it? It wouldn't be quite as good.
You could make it work.
The sonic rubber ring.
Yeah.
And also, he wants me to ask you about something lovely that you hate.
Oh, I know exactly what this is.
And he said, who hates these? She's a weirdo. What do you hate?
Butterflies.
Why?
Because they're erratic. They flap around. And like, actually, and like, I don't know, like, they need to like just choose a direction to go in.
Look, a butterfly is very short lifespan, all right?
How long?
Couple of days.
Too long.
No, right. They have a couple of days where they've been ugly and disgusting for ages, and then suddenly they break out and they can't believe their luck. They're going, oh my God, look how fit I am.
I'm free.
They go, look at oh my God, I'm blue with a yellow stripe. I'm amazing. So he wants to or she wants to fly around and show off this.
Okay,
and
I
you're
understand
saying that's not on.
No, okay, right. No, I take it back because now I feel bad that they've had to endure all this cocoon business.
Yeah. Well, they have cocoon, live for a couple of days, dead.
Yeah,
So
okay, I
give them that
understand.
at
They're
least.
probably a little bit excitable, like being out in the world. But it's just also like they remind me of my own erratic movements. And see if two erratic like creatures are together, like you don't know what's going to happen, and it just unnerves me. But also, I was in Los Angeles recently because moths are actually what I really hate.
Oh, they are the worst.
And they are like butterflies from the 70s, like if you look at their patterns. And I was in Los Angeles and I was just walking down the pavement and there was this massive, and I'm not even exaggerating, massive moth with fur on the body, but it was the biggest thing I've ever seen, and I started crying. Oh.
I'm so sorry to have brought it up.
No, it's fine.
Seems to be a sore point. Karen, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
Please come back whenever you like.
Oh, I will, thanks.
And when you do come back, I'm going to invite Usher back at the same time.
I'll do it. I think we'd really get on.
And
We're quite similar.
And a man that keeps butterflies for a living.
No, hey, too far.
Moths.
Oh, God.